before they're revealed to the public?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say a whole lot, but there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on out there.
Well,
Yeah.
it must be a lot of, well, it must, it's work, but it must be fun to that too.
Some people would argue that it's work, but yeah, it's a fun job.
Now, when they have all these self-driving cars, will they still have a need for proving ground drivers?
Well, for my job's sake, I hope so, but I think it'd be pretty difficult to have to eliminate the need for human interaction with the vehicle and
Yeah.
roads and traffic and whatnot. So
I think there are a lot of people that like to drive, and I think the self-driving movement, they've forgotten that driving, it's a joy for a lot of people.
right, and most of those people are the people that would come to this show that enjoy the classic cars. They like building, they like driving, they like to have that feel in their hands. They don't want to go for a ride, essentially. So
Yeah, and here it is. It's this weekend. Here's some shots from I think last year. Tell us what you guys have lined up this Saturday.
So similar to last year, it's the Cancer Benefit Cruise-In. All the funds that come from the show go to the National Cancer Society for research. There's a Burnout pit, so people interested in doing things like that. There's a car that he has there. If you give $10, it goes to the cancer fund. You can do a burnout in somebody else's car, so you don't have to worry about breaking yours or melting your tires. He has his cabin open, the general store, the gas station, all these things on his property. He's got vintage playground. There's food available on site. There's bands, 50-50 raffles. I believe there might be some door prizes. There was last year. There's everywhere you look, there's something to see, or something to do. It's a good time.
It's head spinning.
There's a lot out there. This will be my third or fourth year involved with Don in this show. My first year out there, I was blown away that was his house. That he had all these things out on his property. As you come down Baldwin Road, his address 6161 Baldwin Road. As you come down the road and come to his property, you're very aware that you're coming to Don Marshall's house because he has a lot of big signage and thing out by the road, like old gas station signs and plus during this day there's tire smoke galore going on out there as people have a good time. So.
Yeah, because a lot of these cruise-ins, they stopped doing the Burnout pit because they were typically in a populated area with
Right.
the asphalt that got messed up.
Yeah.
So this is a rare opportunity to do a Burnout and in someone else's car.
Yeah, and somebody who might not be overly comfortable with trying to control the vehicle, we have anchors and wheel chocks available that will lock the car in place. So there's no fear of it taking off into a crowd or anything like that. It's very controlled, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of people who have never done anything like that, it kind of opens up a whole new world to them once they get behind the wheel and crack open a car that's not theirs and have a little fun and make some noise with it. And it goes to a good cause too. Also that cancer, the benefit car, the Burnout car, for another fee, we have a pinstriper and a letterer named Gibbs from Detroit. He'll put the name of like a loved one on the car, and so it's like a memoriam, to people who have fought cancer or who lost their battle for cancer. So there's a lot of names all down the whole side of that station wagon as it sits, and hopefully we'll add a bunch more Saturday.
Nice. And to do a Burnout, you apply both the brake and the gas at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Usually.
To the floor.
To the floor. Yeah. When you start the brake and hammer the gas, and hopefully it goes.
Yeah, it does sound like fun.
It is a lot of fun. Yeah.
And the food, it's a benefit, but there's going to be a lot of things people can buy, spend money on, but the admission is actually free.
Right. It's free to get into the show. It's free to park. There's spectator parking. There's lots of room for show cars. If somebody was to show up with a race car or something that you can't drive on the street that you want to show, there's a lot of available truck and trailer parking. No admissions. There's barbecue on site. Usually they do like pulled pork, chips, things like that. All available for a fee, and he donates that money to the cancer benefit as well.
Nice. Not just cars. You've got, I think, anything that moves. Boats. People have brought boats
Yep,
before.
boats, trucks, bikes. One of the shots that you showed on there is actually a good friend of mine, Craig. He has a little three-wheeled mini bike thing that he built at home, and he rides it all over the show. People get a kick out of seeing things that are different, not just your typical everyday whatever. We like things that are different, odd, strange. We like to add that element on top of all the regular, classic cars.
I think one of the cool things about this, and the year I went, there were a few car owners. They had put their vehicles for sale, and so if you're interested in buying a classic car, you might find the car of your dreams at this Classic Cruising.
Yeah, you very well could. I mean, there's some people hang on to cars for sentimental value, and it's hard to put a price on things like that. But for the most part, things I've learned over the years, usually most cars got a price. If you really got to have it, you can probably figure out how to get it.
How about you? Are you a collector?
I'm down to one currently. I have a '55 Chevy station wagon right
cool.
now. I've had several, come and go over the years, and I'm sure I'll have more as time goes on. But at the moment, I just have the one.
Did you restore it, or what?
No restoration. It's just an old hot rod. Like, there's no paint on it or nothing. I actually had it at Don's shop the other day, and Gibbs, who will be on site doing the lettering, he did some pinstripe on the car for me. So it's kind of got like a 50s hot rod vibe to it.
Well, this is something that Don Marshall does every year, and it's a gift to the community. What's Don's motivation?
Don is he's a real good dude. He's a real, like, behind the scenes kind of guy. He likes to do a lot for the community. I don't think people are as aware as they probably should be of everything that he does for around Jackson area. The cancer benefit is one of the things that we do, and he also does some other, like August 4th, he does another show that we will do at Arctic Breakaway in Chelsea that will be also cancer benefit, but there will be a tribute for military servicemen and women there as well. And then October 18th, we do a big trunk or treat. He goes in with another friend of mine, Chuck Taluki, who we do call it technically the Marshall Motors / Taluki Farms trunk or treat. Last year we kind of got rained on and it put a damper on it, but the year before we had 4,000 to 5,000 people come through. It was quite a deal. And around Christmas time, he also does a thing called the Hot Rod Elves, which is a group of us that we gather donations around Christmas time and provide for families that have a hard time, like buying gifts for their kids and things like that. So, and all of these things are sort of the brainchild of Don. He comes up with them. He'll present them to a group of friends, and we kind of all take off and run with it, make it happen.
Awesome. Well, the next opportunity to enjoy all of this is Saturday. It starts at 10 a.m., goes till 4. It's at the Marshall home, and they've got quite the spread. And it's on Baldwin Road, 6161 Baldwin Road in the Grass Lake Waterloo area. We will be there, and we hope you will as well. Thanks for coming in, Jason.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Jason Stoddard, helping Don Marshall and his family and friends put on the Marshall Motors Cancer Benefit Cruising this Saturday. It's not going to rain. Stay tuned.